The Gering City Council taking action on a number of city expenses impacted by inflation trends over the past year. KNEB.TV News starts right now.
From your trusted source for news in western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming, this is KNEB.TV News. Presented by Platte Valley Companies, premier provider of financial services.
Hello, I'm Ryan Murphy. This is KNEB.TV News, powered by Platte Valley Companies. Thanks for joining me. In our top story, as has happened with Scottsbluff, Gering will see the cost rise for the renewal of insurance obtained through the League Associated of Risk Management, or LARM, by about 11% on property, 5.5% for liability, and 5% for workman's comp coverage. However, City Clerk Kathy Welfel explained there are some options to bring down those increases.
They have given us about 4 options on what we could do for deductible for commercial property. And so we're just going to sit down and really talk about it. I think the highest, if we went really low, was going to be around 40 to 50,000 increase, but the lowest might be a $10,000 to $15,000 increase. However, we are going to increase our additional property schedule deductible. It's a schedule that we honestly have hardly ever had a claim.
Also approved was a new pay schedule for city officers and staff with an increase of 5% across the board that would take effect immediately, and the 4.3% increase for police officers by contract would be corrected in the next budget. The bump in pay is intended to help retain staff and keep Gering competitive as it works to fill any staff vacancies. Well, the Scottsbluff City Council hosted a budget workshop session today for the upcoming fiscal year that begins October 1st. Interim City Manager Kevin Spencer says the city has been conservative in their estimates and have taken inflation, rising fuel costs, and other mitigating factors into this year's budget proposal. He says some projects, like the proposed aquatic center, are in limbo at this point, so the city is trying to cover all of its bases properly.
For next year, LB 357 on the ballot in November. That's a big deal. We might be, if that passes, we'll be planning on an aquatic center. If it doesn't, we'll have decisions to make, about the future of Westmore and stuff and improvements to that, or what that's going to look like.
Spencer notes that the city tax revenues from general sales taxes, LB 840 sales taxes, and other tax receipts are all projected to be higher this year. We'll have more news right after this.
At Platte Valley Bank, we want to help you take advantage of every adventure. We know you have plans, goals, and dreams. Let us help you with them. Whether it is building, buying, or renovating, we have the home loan or home equity line of credit to fit your needs. Stop in and see us at Platte Valley Bank and let us help make your dreams a reality. You belong here. Platte Valley Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Welcome back. Construction is ongoing this week in the Gering Civic Plaza. City staff says after the sod was installed in 2019, there were several areas where the soil settled, leaving trenches and holes. Now, while the holes were not visible from a distance, the city was concerned that these holes pose a hazard to plaza visitors and event attendees. In order to ensure that the grade is corrected for the long-term life of the plaza, the contractor returned this week to regrade the entire sod area and ensure all the holes are properly filled and compacted. Staff says all the existing sod had to be removed, have the area regraded, and have new sod laid. This is happening this week and is being done at no additional cost to the city. Well, Congressman Adrian Smith is thanking colleagues after his bill to address the nationwide infant formula shortage has been signed into law. The Formula Act is a bipartisan effort that makes baby formula more accessible and affordable by allowing the product to be imported into the country duty-free through the end of the year.
Make no mistake, mothers and families should never have to experience the extreme despair of worrying whether shelves will be stocked with the formula they need for their infants. As a father of two, including a 1-year-old, I think I can speak for many others across America that nothing is more important than the health and well-being of our children.
Smith says that domestic production needs to ramp back up, and lawmakers must ensure a crisis like this never happens again. And Nebraska's Attorney General says he will not file criminal charges against fellow Republican and former state lawmaker Mike Groene over photos that the ex-lawmaker surreptitiously took of an aide. The Office of the Nebraska Attorney General's office says there is not enough information from the results of a Nebraska State Patrol investigation to warrant criminal charges. North Platte Senator Groene resigned from his office earlier this year after acknowledging that he photographed a legislative aide in his office without her knowledge. Groene told the Omaha World Herald that he had been vindicated by Peterson's decision and that he regretted resigning from the legislature. Well, still to come, we'll head on over to the Panhandle Humane Society to meet their featured Pet of the Week. KNEB.TV News will be back right after this.
Why love a rain garden? Let me count the ways. Rain gardens contain and filter water runoff while recharging our underground water supply. They provide habitat for birds, bees, and beneficial insects. Native perennials give 4 seasons of color and texture, beautifying a home while increasing its value. Established gardens are low-maintenance, low-water landscape features, colorful, functional, and sustainable. Rain gardens, brought to you by Tri-City Stormwater. Our water, our responsibility.
I really like how our OB department takes our limited amount of doctors and turns it into a strength. Even though we only have a couple of people, you get to know them well over your entire pregnancy. We have 2 state-of-the-art labor rooms that are new with our last addition. We have a couple of very nice postpartum rooms also right here in the hospital, so they can get as much time with mom and baby as possible.
Welcome back. For this week's featured Pet of the Week, we shine the spotlight once again on Wally, a 9-year-old domestic short-hair cat that is still waiting for his perfect forever home. Wally may be a little shy at first, but once you give him a chance to open up to you, he will get close and snuggle. His adoption cost is just $25, which includes his neutering costs, microchipping, and vaccinations. Plus, his adopters will also receive a $25 Murdoch's card, so you can start spoiling him right away.
Welcome to Kelly's, home of the Valley's best selection of wine, spirits, and beer. Whether you're brand loyal to the tried and true brew or really enjoy trying something different and new, Kelly's has something for everyone. Family owned and operated and right on your way on West 27th Street in Scotts Bluff. Kelly's Liquor. If you can't find it at Kelly's, it's not worth drinking.
Well, let's take a peek at what's happening on your midweek community calendar. The community calendar is brought to you by Riverstone Bank. First State Bank is now Riverstone Bank. Community strong with the same people you know and trust.
Panhandle Trails Intercity Public Transit, based in Alliance, Nebraska, is the only intercity bus serving Nebraska Panhandle communities and Pine Ridge, South Dakota. Panhandle Trails operates a regularly scheduled bus service, assisting you in making connections with Greyhound bus partners, regional airports, healthcare, employment and education opportunities, shopping, family, friends, and more. Panhandle Trails serves the general public of all ages and offers accessible transportation for those with special mobility needs. Let Panhandle Trails help you make your connection. Call 308-761-8747.
At Platte Valley Bank, we want to help you take advantage of every adventure. We know you have plans, goals, and dreams. Let us help you with them. Whether you are just starting the business you have always imagined or looking to grow your existing one, we have a business loan to fit your needs. Stop in and see us at Platte Valley Bank and let us help make your dreams a reality. You belong here. Platte Valley Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
And finally tonight, despite major changes on the outside, the Midwest Theater is still the go-to spot inside to beat the summer heat. On Thursday, they'll be hosting a Christmas in July movie marathon in conjunction with the United Way's Stuff the Bus program. Showtimes include The Polar Express at 10, Elf at 11:50, and A Christmas Story at 1:40. Attendees are asked to bring school supplies to help stuff the bus or a cash donation to attend Thursday's screenings. Well, that does it for us this time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Stay safe out there. We'll see you here next time.